CMA youth movement nationally and locally. I want to tell you a little bit about our events and our practices. First, let's share some key statistics. Now, what I'm about to share with you are all as of 2013, the end of 2013. CMA Youth Movement has been active since 2005, and in this very short time, it has grown very quickly. And ministry to young people has spread throughout the ministry of CMA. Here's a few stats that explain where CMA Youth Movement is as of 2013. As of right now, there's about 2,008 teen youth members. These are young people that have completed the old Youth Movement ministry team and the new Youth Movement member training. Now that number is growing each year. There's about 26 state area reps that are tasked with working on youth movement. Now, we have a big area to improve right here because there are, as you know, 50 states in the United States, and we would love to see youth movement leaders in every area. What is good, though, is that there are 86 total youth movement leaders. Now, this is our state-level area rep leaders and also our chapter youth movement leaders all across the country. Now, that is a great number. Every one of those leaders are people that have committed to love young people and serve them through the ministry of CMA. And in our very first year to gather this information, we have 35 leaders in training. Those are young people, ages 19 to 25, who are committed to continue to be involved in youth movement and at the same time work through their local chapters in the ministry of CMA. There are 46 chapter youth movements in local places all across the country right now. And there are near 3,000 subscribers to CMA Youth Movement's e-newsletter. At this stage in CMA Youth Movement, we have some very specific growth steps, some goals and some directions that we want to continue to move to see CMA Youth Movement grow. CMA Youth Movement has a vision to reach the young people of this nation. So here's exactly what we are appointed to do. First, we're looking to identify and appoint area rep youth movements in each state in CMA. Now, these area rep youth movement leaders, they're not just an option. They're a necessity. We have to have area rep youth movement leaders in states for the youth ministry in that state in CMA to really get moving and get going. We found that youth movement ministry flourishes where state leadership drive the vision. It's the only way it works so far in CMA Youth Movement. We're also looking to establish local chapter youth movements and leaders because we believe for CMA Youth Movement to take root and have formation throughout CMA, it has to be present at multiple local chapters all around the country. We're also looking to further incorporate our CMA Youth Movement Leaders in Training program. That's that program that I mentioned, specifically targeted for that age of students in college, right out of high school, to plug them in as adults into the ministry of CMA. We're also at this time looking to develop new training and ministry helps for our leaders. Give youth movement leaders the tools that they need to be effective in their ministry to teenagers. So we're looking to develop youth movement curriculum that these leaders can use in their local chapter youth movements. We are developing youth movement training DVDs for our adult leaders. We are developing leaders in training resources, DVDs, and online helps for all that age group. We're also looking at this time to provide more outreach ministry opportunities for students. Things where young people can look forward to each year to come to and plug in, like missions trips and motocross outreach activities. I want to take this time now to share with you a few of the annual CMA Youth Movement events. We're going to kind of go through a year in youth movement activities. Well, it all starts at the end of one year and the beginning of the next year at an event we call Flame On. Now, Flame On happens December the 29th through January the 1st. And we like to call this event the largest sleepover in the South. Now, in 2013's Flame On, we had about 625, and then last year, 2014, we had about 725. We know it's just going to continue to grow as God blesses, because it is a powerful opportunity for young people to get face to face with Jesus Christ. At Flame On 2013, there were 38 salvations, 278 students that were delivered, changed from life-controlling bondages. And there were 35 CMA Youth Movement member trainings completed. There's registration information available online for Flame On at cmausa.org. Check it out. After Flame On, the next event that you'll see in the Youth Movement calendar is your state's Season of Refreshing. Now, these Seasons of Refreshing are special Youth Movement trainings specifically designed for students and put together by your state's area rep Youth Movement leader. It's a great time for students to gather. They have services, they play games. Many of them have fun events late into the evening, and at the same time worship. Hear from CMA National Youth Movement about the direction of ministry for the year, and get excited about what God's going to do through the next year. After the Seasons of Refreshing, the next thing on the calendar is the Youth Movement Run for the Sun Challenge. And we like to challenge local chapter youth movements to do something for Run for the Sun. And we ask that they plug into what their local chapter is doing and think of something creative that they can do as a group of young people to raise money for CMA's Run for the Sun. Then, the first week of June, on even years, we have an out-of-country youth movement missions trip. We've been to several countries in South America. We'll continue to do that. That happens every other year on the even years. We also have CMA Youth Movement events during the summer at CMA National Rallies. Those rallies sometimes happen at CMA's Iron Mountain in Hatfield, Arkansas. And then on the odd years, they are out west and out east. But every time we have great events with young people where we have services and fun. And because it's the summer, there's usually water activities, and we just have a great time with young people at those events. After that, the calendar normally moves to our annual missions trip to Loretta Lynn's Motocross Championships. That happens in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. It's usually the last week of July, the 1st of August. And during this time, we have kind of a stateside missions trip, an outreach, if you will, to the Motocross Championships. This is amateur motocross racing at its highest level. It is an experience that every young person should have, something where they'll get the opportunity to be in a motocross culture like none other, and at the same time, pray with people, share the gospel with people, and serve in a way that mirrors what CMA does in the motorcycling community. It's a great opportunity, and that happens at the end of summer. Next in the calendar is state rallies. And again, like Seasons of Refreshing, each state in CMA has youth movement activities where your young people can come and get plugged in and have a great time enjoying CMA. In the fall, we have our annual CMA Youth Movement Leaders Meeting. Happens in October. Right after that, our Changing of the Colors Rally, where we have a wonderful youth program. Usually different area rep youth movement leaders and their groups come in, and we have a fired up few days of ministry together on CMA's Iron Mountain. And then, at the end of the year, it all starts again with Flame On.